Football's back. Football's back. Football's back. OTAs have begun for the New Orleans Saints, so we finally get to talk about some real football. I want to encourage you to subscribe here to Saints Now by Chat Sports because we're going to be giving you videos all throughout OTAs, training camp, the preseason, the regular season, and all year long, quite frankly. So if you want to get your one-stop shop for all things black and gold, this is the place to be. Subscribe to Saints Now for content by fans for fans. Welcome into Saints Now by Chat Sports. As always, I'm your host, Trizzy Trace Girouard. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. We're going to take a look at the news and notes from the first session of Saints OTAs. We're going to take a look at the updated quarterback battle. We have some news and then some information and some insight around that. We're also going to look at how the offensive line is shaping out, I should say, and the attendance and more. It's a lot of good information, very informative video, so I highly encourage you just stick around here for the next 10, 12-ish minutes, I should say. Let's kick it off with the quarterback battle because I know that's what people are interested in finding out information around. Spencer Rattler, today, he took first-team reps during the 7-on-7 drills. And Kellen Moore, he emphasized that for the early stages of OTAs, it's not necessarily super important for the execution stuff. They want to just see the transition from the classroom to the field when it comes to actually putting pieces of the game together. And he did go 8 for 8 today, looked very comfortable, made multiple connections with Chris Olave, which is nice to see. He had very, very limited times to work on getting chemistry with Chris Olave last year, but it is nice to see Spencer Rattler getting early work with number 12. It's very clear that he was ready for this quarterback competition. He looked comfortable, he looked confident, and he was a player that was looking the part to potentially be the starting quarterback. Now let's talk Tyler Shough here because this is where things, I'm not going to say should get concerning, but maybe you at least start kind of perking up your ears here. He did take the second team reps for the New Orleans Saints during 7-on-7 drills. He went 7 for 8 today, and he did look like a rookie in the first week of practice, which is totally fine for what it's worth. Do not freak out. Do not take this video and run with it and say, oh my God, Tyler Shough sucks. He's so bad, blah, blah, blah. It's not what I'm saying at all. He went 7 of 8, which is pretty solid. It's actually really good. But in terms of the rookie struggles in the first week of practice, I mean, he was slow with the processing, the decision-making. He just needs to kind of iron some of those stuff out. But again, the dude hasn't even been practicing in the National Football League for 7 days. Let the guy have an opportunity to settle in and show what he's capable of. For what it's worth, he's been known to have a nice deep ball, giggity, and he did connect with Rashid Shaheed on a deep ball today at practice. And Kellen Moore did add context around the quarterback room. I'm not going to tell you to freak out over this. I'm not going to tell you to try and over-analyze and look super deep into this because we have so much time to figure out who the starting quarterback is going to be for New Orleans. Kellen Moore saying it's a rotating deal, or it's a rotating deal daily. Spencer Rattler, his turn to start was today to get the first team reps. Tomorrow, or the next time they have practice, it'll be Tyler Shough. So that's how it's going to be all throughout the offseason. A lot of rotating, going back and forth. It's because the competition is far from over. In New Orleans, we have to see which one of these two players is going to separate themselves as the alpha and as the guy who can command and control the offense and the locker room. Obviously, being a quarterback, there is a large aspect of being able to be a good football player, being a good passer of the football, being a good communicator, but there's also the aspect of being a good leader, being the locker room guy, being the person who commands the team that everyone looks to for answers. That is what I want to see one of these two players separate themselves for the next couple of months before we really get into the meat and potatoes of the football season. Now, I want to ask the question, who will start week 1? It's way too early to tell for what it's worth. It's very, very far from over. But I just want to see who you guys think right now. First session OTAs is over. What do you think? Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shough. Just type their initials in the comment section and share your thoughts. Now let's kick things into the trenches because that's where games are won, in the trenches. Offensive line, this is how the first team shook out today at practice. Kelvin Banks at left tackle. Trevor Penning, he was over Dylan Radins and Nick Saldivari at left guard. Eric McCoy, no shocker there, at center. Cesar Ruiz at right guard, no surprise there. And then Taleise Fuaga, he actually moved back to right tackle. Last year in his rookie season, he played the left tackle position, whereas Trevor Penning played the right tackle position. But now you can see it on your screen. Banks and Fuaga are back at their collegiate positions. Kelvin Banks took every single snap, damn near, if not every one of them, at the left tackle position for the Texas Longhorns. Taleise Fuaga took pretty much every single snap at the right tackle position for the Oregon State Beavers. So for both of those players, they're back at their natural positions. I think that does make some sense. And I will say this for Trevor Penning, because it's another new position for him. I will say this, it does make me a little bit concerned to try and have him learn another position, because the development of Trevor Penning, I think, has been stunted due to the fact that he's had to go from left tackle to right tackle, now kicking it inside. But for what it's worth, Kellen Moore, he's actually pretty confident in number 70. He's actually said that he's doing an excellent job embracing the move to the interior position. Kellen Moore also praised Trevor Penning for his physicality and the demeanor, and he feels like those are traits that give him an excellent opportunity at the guard position. And if you think back to Mekhi Becton, he was a player who's traditionally been a tackle, and he's on the plate on the outside of the offensive line. But last year for the Philadelphia Eagles, under Kellen Moore's offense, he transitioned to the interior of the offensive line for the first time in his career, and he actually did really, really well, had a career year in a lot of departments. And the coaching staff for New Orleans, a lot of those guys, especially on the offensive side of the ball, followed Kellen Moore from Philadelphia. So they have confidence that Trevor Penning can also do the same thing that Mekhi Becton did, kick it from the outside to the interior, and we'll see how things shake out. And hopefully for Trevor Penning, that is a spot that fits for him and that he can stick there, and we don't have to sit here and look back at that pick being an absolute bust. And for what it's worth, I do think in terms of the offensive line, and honestly the offense as a whole, Trevor Penning really is the last piece of the puzzle to figure out. Like, he's just the piece that we need to see fit somewhere. Because if you don't have him fit, then you're rolling with Dylan Radins, who you signed in free agency. Maybe it's Nick Saldiveri, who you drafted on day 3 a couple of years ago. I just think with Trevor Penning, the best opportunity for him is to figure it out, put it all together, and be the starting left guard if he wants to be on the field. No matter what, regardless of how things shake out, Kellen Moore and the Saints offense and the Saints coaching staff are going to find a way to put the 5 best players on the offensive line. So for what it's worth, I do think Trevor Penning has an opportunity to start at the interior spot, and we'll have to see what happens. Really quick, I got to tell you about these awesome polos. They're on sale. So dang fresh. Perfect for the golf course, perfect for a day out hitting Bourbon Street. You want to go to Canal, do some shopping, do some drinking. Hey, these polos will make you look fresh and feel even better. Chatsports.com/Saints Polo. They're on sale for a limited time, so go and click the link in the comments and description of this video, or just search this in your URL and type it in, and you'll be able to go straight to these polos. We got you got white with black stripes, and then we got black with white stripes. Got the fleur-de-lis on there, got the Nike swoosh. You know it looks good. You know you're going to feel great. Go and get this polo. Chatsports.com/Saints Polo. Link is clickable in the comments and description of this show. Now let's go to attendance, and let's talk about some injuries. These players are injured right now. Taysom Hill, he's dealing with the knee injury that he suffered against the Rams last year. He also had an ACL, very significant knee injury there. For what it's worth, Kellen Moore is very eager to get him back on the field. They don't want to rush him back, but they're excited to have him be featured into this offense. Foster Moreau, he's dealing with the knee injury that he suffered in the last couple of minutes of the season last year against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so he will likely miss majority, if not all, of OTAs. Dallin Holker, I'm not totally sure what the injury is there, but he's going to miss OTAs. Jake Haener, we got an injury update around there in a moment, but he's dealing with an oblique strain, so he will miss a majority of OTAs. Quincy Riley, the cornerback that the Saints drafted this year, he is dealing with an ankle injury. He actually had surgery in the offseason. But for what it's worth, these 3 guys, it's believed that they are minor injuries, and they all should be back for training camp. And again, more good news for these 3 players right here specifically. They were all 3 working off to the side today. So they were present. They just weren't necessarily involved with the team stuff, but doing work off to the side nonetheless. And let's talk about Jake Haener here. For Jake Haener specifically, he suffered an oblique strain, not an oblique tear. So that's good news there. He will likely miss the rest of OTAs, but with the MRI revealing that there's no tear, he actually will not require surgery to be back this season. So he should be able to return from training camp. I think that for Jake Haener, he is a player that has a little bit of an uphill battle. He's kind of the odd man out, if you ask me. The Saints did bring in Hunter Deckers to compete with Jake Haener. I don't think Haener truly is competing to be a QB1. Kellen Moore said it's an open competition, so maybe Jake Haener can be that guy, but he had an uphill battle already, and the uphill battle just got a little bit steeper for him considering he's going to be missing OTAs. But again, he was present, he was there, so that's pretty good. And before we go to this on Kendre Miller, this update here, I want to tell you a couple other players. Do not panic, do not worry. Tyrann Mathieu, Demario Davis, Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, those players were not there at practice today. Demario Davis, Alvin Kamara, I'm not really worried about that. Same with Tyrann Mathieu. I'm not stressed about it. Alvin Kamara, for what it's worth, never is at this portion of OTAs. He's always doing stuff anyway. He's going to be fine. Don't worry. But that's the attendance. Those are the injury updates. And one cool update around Kendre Miller. A lot of people and a lot of Saints fans, rightfully so, are a little bit frustrated with Kendre Miller's tenure thus far. And Kellen Moore does not share that same sentiment. Because obviously Dennis Allen and the previous coaching staffs, they had issues with Kendre Miller due to injuries, lack of being prepared, whatever was going on. But Kellen Moore is specifically saying for Kendre Miller, the first day, it's a blank slate. Whatever happened in the past does not matter moving forward. So it's a clean opportunity for Kendre Miller to show what he's capable of. Reports are also saying that he looked like he may have slimmed down a little bit. So for what it's worth, I want to see Kendre Miller really put it all together. I want to see him get on the field because I am a fan of his game, especially when he gets things rolling and he gets the ball moving. I'm a big fan of Kendre Miller. I think he's a very underrated player, and he's just got to be on the field. So all in all, that's all the news and notes and updates that I got for you here on Saints Now by Chat Sports. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want more content throughout the offseason, the preseason, the regular season. Fingers crossed, Colin, the postseason one of these days. We're your one-stop shop, all things black and gold. Saints content by Saints fans for Saints fans for 100% free. Y'all stay golden. See you next time.